Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Minecraft Beta. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 10 tips and tricks with you that I have learned through my time playing this wonderful version. All the tips and tricks in this video are things that do not apply to the modern versions of Minecraft. They exclusively apply to Beta 1.7.3 and around this era. If you have any extra tips, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear them. Anyway, let's get started. Okay, first and foremost, something that really annoyed me when I first started playing in beta is when you open your inventory and your mouse appears over here. Like when you open a chest and anything, it appears down here instead of in the middle. Fortunately, that has a very easy fix. All you've got to do is press F11, then wait for OBS to catch up. There you go. Pause the game, click this up here, and then press F11 again. Then that fixes it. So when you pause the game, open a chest, open your inventory, your mouse will spawn in the middle, or appear in the middle rather. So yeah, enjoy. Farmland is very delicate in beta Minecraft. You can trample it simply by walking over it. This also means that mobs can trample it simply by walking over it. Fortunately, there is a way around it. You can crouch on it and it doesn't break it, but that's still very slow and very annoying. Fortunately, there is a cool mechanic in this version where if you place a fence underneath it and then till the ground, you can walk on it and jump on it and it does not break. You cannot break farmland that has a fence under it, which is a really cool thing. So I've got a little field over here that is all fence under it, and I'm not breaking it at all because there's fences underneath it. So yeah, if you've ever dreamt of a big wheat field but are worried about mobs trampling it, try using fences. In beta Minecraft, there is no breeding of animals. However, animals always respawn in places that they have already spawned in, meaning it's always worth it to go and get passive animals when you see them. It's also always worth it to carry shears with you in case you run into sheep, because sheep wool does not regenerate, and since you can't breed them, you can only harvest them once effectively. And wool is a pretty good block for building in Minecraft Beta. You don't have that many options for coloured blocks in this version, especially since that brown sheep they exist and getting brown dye is really hard, so it's always worth carrying a pair of shears on you in case you run into any brown sheep or any sheep in general, because it's always good to have a stockpile of wool handy for any builds you might want to complete. In older Minecraft, there was a feature known as nightmares where if you slept in a bed, sometimes that would happen, where you get woken up by hostile mobs. Fortunately, the way around it is very simple. You need to ensure that there is a 2-block radius around the bed that cannot be accessed by any mobs. So if I block this off here, there are 2 blocks around every block of this bed that a hostile mob cannot spawn and then pathfind to, in theory. Therefore, if I slept in the bed now, I will not get woken up. So make sure you either have your bed in the middle of the room or up against a wall where you know that it's all filled in. And then you shouldn't get jump scared by skeletons in the middle of the night. So sleep well. Some blocks in beta Minecraft don't really mine properly. If you place a stair, for example, and you mine it with an axe, it takes a very long time. That's because these don't get sped up when you mine them with an axe. Same thing with a crafting table. It takes forever to mine. This is also true with ladders over here. Ladders take a while to mine. Place that back. However, there is a little way you can speed some of these things up. A sword is actually a tool in Minecraft. A sword has a weird mechanic where every single block is 1.5 times faster to break if you break it with a sword. This includes stairs and crafting tables. So a crafting table actually breaks faster, same with stairs. It all breaks fastest with a sword, which is quite interesting, and even ladders. Ladders break quite fast with a sword. They break about 50% faster. Well, exactly 50% faster. So yeah, if you're ever struggling to mine stairs and crafting tables, or you're finding things that are really slow, use your sword because it'll save you some time. Mining in Minecraft Beta is really slow. Since we only have access to unenchanted diamond pickaxes, this is the fastest we can mine stone. This all stems from a mechanic in Minecraft where when you're holding down the left click mouse button, there is a 0.25 second delay between breaking a block and starting to mine the next block. Fortunately, in older versions of Minecraft, we can overcome this. If you break a block, let go of left click, and then repress it when you start breaking the next block, you can bypass that 0.25 second window. This is called click mining, and it saves a hell of a lot of time. You save about 0.25 seconds every time you break a block if you do it perfectly. So it comes to a lot of time saved. And it doesn't just work with stone, it also works with gravel and also wood if you're mining trees. It works with everything. So yeah, definitely give this one a try. It takes a little bit of practice, but it's definitely worth getting the hang of and will save you a lot of time in the long run. On the topic of mining, here are a few tips on how to find diamonds more efficiently. So the fastest way to find diamonds is to go strip mining. You want to begin by making your way down to Y12. I pick Y12 because it is the point where lava lakes are spawned below you. So if you come across a lava lake in your miner, you can just place a water bucket down, turn it all into obsidian and walk straight over it to continue so you don't waste time. The best way to do it is to dig tunnels separated by 3 blocks. This is because ores often spawn in a 2x2 block, so you can expose one ore, or expose one side of the ore, and if it spawns over here, the next tunnel will see it. So it's maximum coverage as much as possible, which is definitely what we want, so we're not covering the same ground twice. I also recommend you don't mine redstone because redstone takes so long to mine and it also fills up your inventory with this nonsense. So I recommend you just avoid redstone once you get a little bit of it in your possession. So yeah, make sure you also use the click mining technique we just discussed as well. I usually mine with usually it takes 1 diamond pickaxe to complete one of these tunnels, and on average, I've done the math, you get about 10 diamonds if you go between 500 and 600 blocks. A full inventory's worth of like mining resources. So you get 10 diamonds, each trip takes a full pickaxe, so usually you make about 7 diamonds on average in profits, and each tunnel probably takes about 20 minutes, so diamond mining is a bit slow, however, put on a podcast and yeah, get to mining. So good luck. In beta Minecraft, tree farming is a little bit different. When you place a sapling and then bone meal it, it'll always only take 1 bone meal, provided there are no obstructions. Meaning, if you place a tree like this, bone meal the first one will work, however, the second one will not work. This is because when you bone meal a tree, it'll attempt to generate a tree and then check to see if there are any obstructions in the way. If there are, it'll waste the bone meal and won't generate a tree. So in this case, the wood would be obstructing it. Note that leaves do not obstruct the trees. So if you place a tree there, it'll work unless there's a block of wood obstructing it. So in this case, there wasn't, so the tree was able to grow freely. However, it does become a question of what's the most efficient way to place saplings so that you don't have to waste bone meal. Note that also sometimes you get massive trees like some of those ones over there. So it is worth it to have a roof still. This roof is on the 8th block here, and if you place a sapling every 3rd block, so with 2 blocks in the middle, you'll always avoid having the big trees, and there won't be any obstructions in between, there won't be any obstructions when you grow the trees. So your leaves do not count as obstructions. Leaves get overridden. However, the way I like to do it to make it a little bit more optimal is I allow some of the trees that have branches that aren't big, that aren't a pain in the ass to mine. So this is the 9th block in the sky, and if you place it with 3 blocks in the middle, and then sapling them, and then bone meal them, excuse me, you'll get trees that sometimes have little branches. However, it reduces the pool of trees that the game can pick from, so it ultimately saves bone meal. So I definitely think it's worth it having it on the 9th block, having the roof on the 9th block, and then having 3 blocks in between the trees. So it's entirely up to you what you'd prefer, but yeah, good luck tree farming. The final 2 things in this video are going to be glitch-based things, so you're more than welcome to not use them in your world if you decide you don't want to. However, they're still good to know just in case you would like to use them. So the first one is how to duplicate sand and gravel. It's very, very easy to do. You just have to have a setup like this with sticky pistons, and if you time it correctly, when you spam the lever, you'll be able to just get infinite sand and gravel. I do not use this in my world because I think it's quite cheating and it takes away some of the work. But it's there if you really like sand and gravel and want to do a massive build and simply can't be bothered to get all the sand and gravel yourself. So I'm going to throw that out. I built one of these things. And it just generates infinite sand and gravel, which I do not like using. I think it's a bit cheaty, but you can get heaps of it if you decide to. So yeah, do with this information what you will, I guess. The last thing I'd like to show you in this video is an X-ray glitch, which can be useful if you're lighting up caves through a mob farm or trying to find new caves or diamonds or whatever you like. So to do it, you have to dig down a few blocks and place a sticky piston, get some TNT. Note that in older alpha versions and such, you can't actually break this now. You can't actually move this, but fortunately in beta you can. You just also have to make sure that it doesn't blow up. So something like this, press the lever and you can see where all the caves are. So there's some caves over there that need lighting up. Got a bunch of caves down here that I did light up, and yeah, it's quite cool. So break the TNT when you're done and you can pile out. So yeah, cool little X-ray glitch just in case you'd like it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you learned something new. Remember to leave your tips and tricks in the comments below. I'd love to read them. And thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.